For rescue workers, stray dogs are a major concern. You don't know how they were treated before, or how they'll react to strangers. But when Sarah Nace saw a stray dog running around her Kingston, New York neighborhood, she was concerned for his safety. Oddly enough, the stray dog appeared to have actually become a member of a coyote pack. Sarah wanted him to have a family that could love and care for him, but she wasn't sure how to go about rescuing him. So she called in Buddha Dog Rescue and Recovery for some help. He was being sighted constantly playing with them, running with them, BDRR's founder, Nicole Asher, said in an interview. How he integrated with them, we don't know. We have no idea. Nevertheless, the Coyotes had really taken the dog in as one of their own. Nicole pointed out that it wasn't actually the first time a dog slipped into the ranks of a coyote pack. It's not unheard of. There are Kai dogs out there, coyote dog hybrids, which happen when dogs and coyotes mate. But it's rarely seen in person. You know, dogs hanging with coyotes. There's a good reason why it's so unusual to see dogs in a coyote pack, too. Well, coyotes aren't exactly the Mother Teresas of canines when it comes to trust and acceptance. Humans and other big dogs can make them skittish, so they normally keep their distance. Contrary to this, the Kingston Coyotes must have been curious and accepting. Still, even though this stray seemingly fit in as a member of the pack, the experts at BDRR knew he'd be much happier with a backyard, regular meals, and frequent scratches on his belly. So Nicole, renowned for her dog-catching abilities, set out to wrangle the pooch. The first thing we needed to do was to get the dog constantly coming back to a certain spot, she explained. We set up a feeding station, monitored by a trail camera. It didn't take long for the dog to show up and head straight for the all-you-can-eat buffet laid out in front of him. But could Nicole separate him from the coyotes? Now that the dog knew where the food would be waiting for him every night, Nicole could set a trap. It only took 2 nights for the stray to simply walk into the cage. No struggle necessary. While he ate the food inside, Nicole closed the door behind him. He was a fairly easy trapping, Nicole recalled. With the dog caught and separated from the dangerous coyote crowd, Nicole gave him a name, Wiley, after the sneaky Looney Tunes character, Wile E. Coyote. She took him to Ramapo Bergen Animal Refuge, RBARI, in Oakland, New Jersey, for a medical treatment. Unsurprisingly, after a long time hanging out with coyotes, Wiley was a real mess. The rescue team picked off the ticks that covered Wiley's body, gave him a bath, and then tested him for diseases. Unfortunately, Wiley had Lyme disease and anaplasmosis, a condition that affected his heart rate and made him anemic. Both of these were serious issues that required immediate attention. Wiley's rescuers gave him lots of love and affection and pumped him full of antibiotics. Lyme disease can cause rashes, headaches, and fatigue. If Sarah had not called Nicole to the scene when she did, there's no telling how much longer Wiley would have lasted out there with the coyotes. Meanwhile, Wiley's rescuers searched for microchips, missing dog queries, or any source of identification to see if they could get him back to his original home. Unfortunately, they came up empty. We don't know if he's someone's lost pet. We've been scouring the internet, calling the authorities, Nicole said. There have been no reports of lost dogs fitting his description. We think he's either a stray or dumped. They estimated that Wiley was 2 years old and had been a stray for around 18 months. Given this, would it be possible for him to become a happy-go-lucky dog once more? Or would his instincts be too feral, too wild, to ever be a house pet again? Thankfully, Wiley defied the odds. I think he's going to be ready for adoption fairly quickly, Nicole said. He's a sweetheart. He was leaning on me, smooching on me. A lot of these rescue dogs are incredibly grateful. People think, oh my God, they're going to be wild. But it's just not the case at all. It turned out that the dog who had just days before been living a rough and tumble lifestyle with a pack of wild coyotes was actually a big softie at heart. RBARI shelter volunteer Franny Lorita even called him a big marshmallow. All day long, Wiley would play with his toys, an activity he loved second only to getting rubbed and pet. Obviously, Wiley wouldn't have any trouble sliding right back into a domesticated life. Pretty impressive for a dog who was effectively raised by coyotes, right? Clearly, he was a natural at fitting in. As for the coyotes, They're still out there, running around the fields in Kingston. Only now they have one less member in their pack. Wiley, on the other hand, is gearing up to enjoy a healthy, happy life as someone's loving pet.